Yo, what's good, my fellow deadheads? Your overlord has returned. Today we are obviously talking about some JJK Phantom Parade. I don't know. Oh, okay, I can see my preview. Y'all can't see this. Paris Saint-Germain versus Arsenal FC. I just watched that game while I was at work. An incredible game. Paris went fucking hard. Arsenal is like second place in the entire ranking of soccer teams. So for Paris to beat them is just kind of head scratch. But besides the point. Today, the Dead Man is here to talk to you about not whether you should summon for Sukuna or not, but just keep this in mind when summoning Sukuna. Okay, guys. So we're obviously not at his banner just yet. Right now, we are waiting for the Gojo banner, which is going to be dropping in 2 days at the time that I am recording this. Also, guys, the Dead Man, Rain, and Lord Slug, that's right, your favorite anime Trinity Divinity. We are going to be together doing summons on the Gojo banner. Now, we don't do a lot of collaboration stuff like this a lot, so definitely go down below and leave a like on that whenever we do it. We're not to that point where we'll have a part 1, part 2, part 3. I feel like that requires a lot of cubes for all of us to summon. And honestly, I like to do my whole rotation in one sitting. I'm not trying to break it up. I mean, I guess we could work it out. I don't know, but it's just very very quick paced. I kind of just brought this idea up a few weeks ago, I feel like, but even still, I haven't really been adamant about preparing for it and everything. So we could have had, all 3 of our screens up at the same time while summoning and all that, but I just didn't figure out how to do it. I'm definitely going to look into stuff like that for the next time, though, and to give you guys an idea of what I'm talking about. Literally, Nanogenics and Diddy Sauce just got sponsored by JJK, and they did a summon video, and literally when they were doing their summons, they had them top and bottom on top of each other, and you can see all the summons at the same time, so I got to figure out stuff like that. Or chat, community. The community works in mysterious ways. If y'all want to get all the way up to Nanogenics level, the 1 million subscribers, and tell that man to tell me how to set up the multi-screen summon stream shit, then go for it. But don't miss it. Please be there for me, Rain, and Lord Slug, just to support all 3 of us. And even if you're not making it for me, make it for one of them at the very least. I have much love for my brothers. They do great work. So definitely be there. Make sure to make it. I'll set up a live stream thing on my channel so you guys can see it. Lord Slugs is already on his channel, so definitely go in there, leave a like on it, and go ahead and get lurking, get ready to wait. But right now, we have the Gojo banner in our midst. I'm going to open it up in another tab here so we can see it a little better. So you can see here we're finally about to get Domain Expansion Gojo, or the inside of Limitless Soturu Gojo. Then also the Stay Behind Group's Party. I thought it was called Detainee Party for the longest, or it translated that way from the Japanese version. But yes, Gojo, his banner, his page, all that's coming. And guys, we are going to be getting 10 tickets as soon as we log in. Log in during the event period, claim 10 tickets. That is exactly what it says right there, verbatim. So probably in all, you could probably pick up 10 tickets from logging in, probably another 16 tickets from buying the bundles if you like. And then what they did with Yuji specifically was, instead of giving away, there's a secret shop bundle that has usually whatever banner, special banner is out at the time. So for the hidden inventory stuff, when the hidden inventory stuff was out, they would do these bundles where it was whether it was Gojo, Geto, or Toji out, they would do these little ticket bundles where you spend the $80, you get 10,000 cubes, you get 30 tickets to summon on that specific banner, and then you also get 20 AP packs or 25 AP packs, something like that. An incredible pack to be picking up. Unfortunately, though, they're not doing that with the anniversary banners. Instead, they're kind of being a little more roundabout and giving you just one opportunity to buy a pack like that for the anniversary character, but you do not get your 30 tickets straight up. It is going to come in the form of a featured gacha pass, right? So you're going to log in over the course of 7 days. You're going to get your 30 tickets over the course of the 7 days, and you're going to not get 10,000 cubes from it, obviously, because it's much cheaper. It was $10 for Yuji's, which I did pay for, but I will be paying for Gojo's because we are going balls deep in Gojo's banner. Don't be weird. In Gojo's banner. And I just wanted to make sure I'm fully prepared for that. I already have enough cubes to go into Gojo's banner. With 2 ticket multis, I have enough cubes now to finish Gojo's rotation, which honestly, I'll more than likely do Gojo's whole rotation on the live stream on that day that we're streaming all together, and I have all the brothers there. That's when the luck and the vibes are going to be the highest, so gotta use that premium vibe, get them premium summons out for y'all, of course. Then also, we are going to just wait for the rest of the Gojo tickets to come, and then some with more Gojo tickets. So don't plan to use any duplicate crystals on Gojo at all. Even if I summon 1 copy, which I'm gonna be real, I expect to summon 5 copies in the first rotation, or 6 copies in the first rotation. As psychotic as that sounds, like, yo, y'all seen it here first. The Dead Man's been calling this shit for like 2-3 months now. Like, I'm A5 and Gojo in 1 rotation. We're gonna see about it. By purchasing the corresponding pack, you can receive the inside of Limitless Satsuki Gojo exclusive skin, The Hunt Before the Banquet. Now, chat, I will go ahead and say, I don't actually like Gojo's skin that much because Gojo typically wears really dark clothes. Like right here, literally. You can literally see it right here. Gojo typically wears really dark clothes, but with a gray suit that's lighter than his typical Jujutsu uniform and a white tie, I feel like it makes Gojo look a little bit more dull. Whereas Yuji, you're used to seeing him with his bright pink hair. You know, you're not used to seeing a bunch of other colors in his outfit. The orange tie is a really nice touch. He looks sharp with the lines on his shit. Gojo's just wearing like a gray suit and a black shirt. Like, I don't know. I feel like they didn't sauce with Gojo enough, right? Gojo is typically oversauced in the show. The blue eyes, the white hair, the blindfold, right? He's sauced up. But I feel like this opportunity was a missed opportunity. This costume was a missed opportunity to like oversauce my man Gojo. It just makes Gojo look more basic than he usually is because typically his much darker attire palette makes his hair and his skin and eyes like all pop more. But like since the gray is a little bit lighter and the tie is like white, it just looks kind of bland in my opinion. And I will still say it to this day, I am absolutely furious we did not get Nobara's costume as a costume. The Magnificent Spectral Bolt story event second part will unlock. So this is what I was talking about that whole while before the anniversary even came, guys. I was talking about the fact that story events are going to start becoming longer. And I don't know if they become longer after the half anniversary or after the anniversary, whichever version you're playing. But for the anniversary's sake, the story mission was longer. You'll notice that like we only have like 1/2 of the story missions, kind of like how we do map events. But we're going to get the second half of it Friday, and then we'll be able to grind out a little bit more. And for that reason, that's why there are 16 pages of rewards instead of the regular 11 pages of rewards. Typically there's 10 pages of rewards, and then the 11th page is just like the repeatable page. But this time around we have 15 pages of legitimate rewards, and then the 16th page is just repeatable rewards. I will go ahead and let y'all know I did already finish all of the pages for the rewards. It does not matter. So whenever they introduce the second half to the event, on that stream, I'm probably just going to do the missions for the event. You know what I'm saying? Get the cubes from it. And then I'm probably just going to chill. Or actually, it should be introducing a formidable battle, I think. They didn't say anything about a formidable battle right here yet. But literally, if you look at the event marathon campaign, it says formidable battle missions, right? And we can't even go into that tab yet. So we gotta wait for the formidable battle missions to come out, and then we'll be able to finish up the event marathon campaign, get our guaranteed SSR ticket, get some good amount of cubes, get some AP packs, I believe. But guys, now that we've talked about everything that's coming, I do want to talk about what you should consider before you do Sukuna summons. So guys, one thing that you see people talk about a lot in this half anniversary period is who is most worth your summons, right? Everybody's talking about summon priority, but nobody's talking about duplicate priority. Summon priority obviously stays the same. It's literally gonna be, well, not even really, because Yuji is a bit harder to replace than Sukuna is. And I realized that at the start of the half anniversary, and we just have a lot more information just like accessible to the entire player base, which kind of gives us a better idea of how these characters are going to be lasting, right? The problem with Yuji was that everybody thought that Yuji was kind of like whatever, because they're like, yes, Yuji is very big damage, but I just don't know if Yuji's that great. And I remember even me talking about Yuji when he first came out, is the fact that he had the zone buff, right? And I thought he introduced zone to the game, which he did, but then they put zone on a bunch of other characters and it kind of took the wind out of his sails, in my opinion. But there is one true, undeniable, inevitable truth about Zone Yuji. Chat, what is that truth? I will let you pause. I'll pause myself for 5 seconds right here. And if you know what the thing about Zone Yuji is that cannot be duplicated from any other yellow character, comment it down below and then play the video and then see what I say afterwards. But I've stalled enough right now. The thing about Yuji that is not the same on any other character in this list of yellow characters is that Yuji is the only fully taijutsu character in this lineup right here, in this roster of characters. Gojo is combined. Yaga isn't even a real DPS. He's a support, combined. Kaito is an attacker, combined. Nanami combined. Megamaru combined. Yes. Megumi combined. Literally every single one of these DPSs are combined right here. And apparently there are floors in the future. This one's Jujutsu. And then Obara is Jujutsu as well. But apparently in the future of the tower, there are some floors that you basically just need Yuji for. Or rather, there are floors that you need melee DPSs for that range DPSs will not work in because range damage is nerfed to a very high extent. So then all of a sudden you're looking at these characters and you're just like, okay, well not every one of these characters are ranged characters. Alright, cool. Nanami may be running in and doing, melee attacks. Same for Megumi on some of his attacks, right? Same for Mekamaru on some of his attacks, I believe. Yep, melee taijutsu damage, right? That's cool. But at the end of the day, Nanami and Mekamaru already have their SP buffs. Those are the closest to being like DPSs that are non-ranged, right? That can mostly simulate what Yuji is doing, but not even close. Doesn't even hold a candle to it because these two already have SP buffs and they're still not that great. They still don't hold a candle to Yuji. They didn't obviously before their SP buffs, but even after their SP buffs, it's just nowhere near. Like Yuji's black flashes are going crazy. Yuji's damage is going crazy. We tested out Yuji the other day on stream in a tower floor. Literally, this man Yuji, once you do Yuji's ultimate, pretty much if y'all don't know, if y'all weren't lucky enough to get him, once you do Yuji's ultimate, he activates something called the zone, and once Yuji enters the zone state, he has the capability to do 2 skills in 1 turn. And yes, it does take up the cursed energy for both skills in that 1 turn. So if you use, now for instance, when Yuji enters zone, this skill becomes 25 cursed energy, this skill becomes 20 cursed energy, right? So even though Yuji is in his own state, it definitely does not lower the cursed energy consumption. This is still going to take 20 cursed energy off of me. This is still going to take 25 cursed energy off me, which kind of like hits my main point. Yuji is a character that you do want to dupe, but it is not necessary. Why is that? Because every time you get a character to dupes, their starting cursed energy is increased by 10. And while it doesn't sound like a lot, yes, this skill is 30, that other skill is 25, but I'll be honest with you, when you have to save every little bit of cursed energy that you can, that extra cursed energy at the start of the fight does actually make a very, very huge difference. Why? Because Yuji is going to enter a state where he's going to be consuming 2 moves worth of cursed energy in 1 move, or 1 turn, right? So you want to have as much extra cursed energy as you can from the start initially. Again, Yuji is the only fully taijutsu DPS as well for yellow characters. But yeah, when I was testing Yuji out, like literally, I got him into the zone. I got his buffs lined up perfectly. This man Yuji hit 3 million on the first attack and then 5 million on the second attack. What other characters are you using that are doing 8 million damage with non-ultimates in 1 turn? Let me know, chat. Yuji is actually quite formidable. And the funny thing is, when Yuji came out of the Japanese version, I summoned him with like 1 ticket multi, right? And I used him for a little bit, and I was like, yo, Yuji's kind of cracked. And then I saw that everybody else got zoned and everything, and I thought that everybody else getting zoned was going to be a nerf for Yuji. And I was like, oh, okay, well, damn. They kind of just took the wind out of my boy's sails instantly. Like, can Yuji ever get a dub? You know what I'm saying? But honestly, Yuji still gets the dub because Yuji is still useful in tower. So here's another thing. Before I start talking about Sukuna really. When Sukuna came out, they had introduced tower floors 51 through 60. And everybody and their mom was talking about how Sukuna can just power level all of the tower floors. 1 through 50, 1 through 60, whatever. Everybody's making all their videos about Sukuna railing, floor 60. The thing about that is, floors 1 through 60 are all released on the global version already. I don't even have Sukuna, and I've already beaten all those floors. And even though I am a sweat in this game, yes, I do not just go summoning on every single banner for no reason. That's not what it means to be a sweat. That just means you're being a dumbass, or you're being a collector. One of the two, a collector or a dumbass. A dumbass is going to summon for every single character in the game and then wonder why some of them are dog shit, even though they spent money on those characters. A collector is just going to summon every character in the game because that's just what they were bound to do in the first place. Let me know down below what you are, chat. But the thing about it is, I'm a sweat that is tactical. The tactical sweat. There we go. I like to summon for characters who your account cannot continue without. So that doesn't mean I'm going to summon for you know, Miwas and Kamos and Inumaki. Even though Blue Inumaki is good, I can still progress without him, right? I do regret not summoning for Geto for sure, but nonetheless, like you should focus your account on a is this gonna make or break my gameplay experience for the next few months? Yes, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have not heard of Sukuna making or breaking anybody's gameplay experience for the next few months after he came out, which is weird enough. Sukuna is like one of those characters that's just so hype, it doesn't matter. People are gonna summon for him regardless. And I'm not saying Sukuna is bad. I think everybody should still be trying to pick up one copy of Sukuna, but I feel like more so what my point in this video is, Sukuna is maybe not like a character that you're like, oh, okay, let's 5-star, right? I think that 5-starring characters is for obviously the lucky and obviously the spenders, right? But the reason why 5-starring a character is important is because whenever the character becomes obsolete, most of the people who are saying the character is obsolete are people who have the character, you know, anywhere from, let's say, anywhere from the 1 to 3 dupe range. Okay, cool. You're absolutely blessed. You're absolutely lucky. You're free to play. You saved up the proper amount of cubes. You're getting 4 copies of Gojo from the banner in the first rotation, right? Say a perfect world. Somebody's getting that shit. Okay. Your Gojo's going to be cracked whether he's 0 stars or 5 stars. That doesn't matter. It's Gojo. Gojo breaks everything. I can't even say Gojo breaks the game anymore. Gojo broke JJK because whenever Gojo was around, nothing could get done. And whenever they needed shit to get done, Gojo was the first issue they needed to handle. So Gojo just breaks the series. Gojo breaks the franchise. Literally. Gojo's going to be good no matter what, whether you have him A0, A3, A5, whatever. And another reason why, like, Gojo characters are very specific in the sense that every single character that drops in this game, I believe, except for heavenly restriction characters and Gojo's, every single character that drops in this game, I see the merit in trying to get a 2-star because it gives them more curse energy to start, and it gives them more wiggle room later on in the fight, it gives you more versatility. Gojo never needs 2 stars because Gojo's stats are always high as shit. Gojo always hits hard as shit. His multipliers, his percentages, always high as shit. Y'all already know the summon for Gojo. I'm going to go for a 5-star on Gojo just because I want to. Sukuna is my favorite character, but I just cannot justify a 5-star for him anymore, knowing that he's not going to be the most integral unit in all of these missions later on down the road. Let me pull this up. So y'all, shout out my boy Black Flash here. Before I started doing this video, I wanted to go ahead and just take account of like whatever floors I could find. There are definitely more floors that are completed on YouTube here and there, and I could literally probably just type it in kanji, hiragana, katakana, whatever. I could type it in kana and probably find the rest of the floors. Let's see how hard Gojo is for here. And I'm not trying to spoil anybody's video or anything. I'm just trying to get the semantics. Okay? Gojo. So Gojo hit pretty hard right there, but I'm gonna be real. How many dupes is his Gojo? His Gojo's 1 dupe, level 150. I'm assuming, if not all level 10 skills, at least a level 10 ultimate. I feel like if Gojo is type advantage on a stage and you're doing some setup like that, I feel like typically it should be a nuke right there. So, melee is going to be the key for this stage right here. Or so I've heard. Or it could be a different stage. But even still, Yuji's damage is clearing that, I'm pretty sure. Like I just said, bro, Yuji did 8 million damage for me in 1 turn without even using his ultimate in that turn. Now, granted, I was using Yaga and Megumi, but so is he. That's just a very feasible team to use for yellow. Okay, let's look a little further. So I just want to make the point. Everybody was talking about, you know, floor 1 through 50, floor 1 through 60 cleared with Sukuna. But the thing is, that just goes to show that those floors were so weak, or Sukuna was so strong, that even with not color advantage, he could hop into those missions and just rail whatever was there. Now all of a sudden we get to floors 61 through 80, and every floor I look through, I'm not seeing Sukuna on every single team. I'll go ahead and spoil y'all. The only team y'all see Sukuna on is the blue team. Now, what are some of the things I've heard about Sukuna? Damn, is Sukuna falling off? Damn, Sukuna be getting one-tapped in this stage. Damn, Sukuna, like, All I'm saying is Sukuna is not at what we had thought it was in the first place. Everybody thought that Sukuna was like this super top tier, yo, I can rip through anything DPS and I'll be fair. That was me too, chat. That wasn't just everybody else. The dead man wasn't sitting here saying, I was telling y'all all along, like, no. You can see here, Sukuna is only on his team for the blue stage. And you know who's here besides Sukuna? Who's not type advantage on this stage? DE Gojo. Our first summon priority. Yes. But Yuji and Sukuna both require dupes. Why is that? Because, like, Yuji has something that he can do later on in the fight where he can really abuse it if he has way more cursed energy to start off. Now, Sukuna is similar in the fact that you're going to want to have extra cursed energy starting off to make sure that he can use one of his moves to the best of his, or as fast as possible, I guess. But let me show you what I'm talking about. So the main reason why you want to get a dupe for Sukuna or 2 dupes for Sukuna is because the unseen slash skill right here is practically a secondary ultimate. That's what I think. I think that Sukuna is so incredible because he basically has 2 basic skills, 2 skills that cost him no cursed energy, and then he has 2 ultimates in my opinion. Because this skill right here obviously doesn't do like ult level damage, but if you save it up all the way to 90 cursed energy, then all of a sudden this skill is doing more damage than a couple people's ultimates. It's doing 12,000 damage, right? And Sukuna's ultimate itself does 16,000 damage. So this skill 3 can be like only 400 under how much damage his ultimate is already doing if you wait till he gets to 90 cursed energy. But that is the exact reason why right there you want to go ahead and get Sukuna extra 10 cursed energy to start off. Because at the start of the fight, if Sukuna only has 30 cursed energy, he's only able to do the basic version of this move. If you have 40 cursed energy starting off, you automatically can do the secondary level of this move, which is going to do double the damage and do double the continuous Jujutsu damage, laceration, right? But realistically, the reason why I'm saying you get the dupe for Sukuna is because it just gets you to 90 cursed energy a lot faster, which can allow you to do pretty much the secondary, what I call the secondary ult. Which this skill is very good because you can get not as much damage as your ultimate, but you can get a lot of damage close to your ultimate and still use your other skills if you really needed to. But now let's debunk why Sukuna may not be the absolute best. So Sukuna's damage is absolutely menacing because of obviously his domain, his laceration. I'd say that the main bulk of Sukuna's damage comes from the laceration damage versus the actual raw outright damage he is doing. Now, here's a character tier list. They put Sukuna's damage in a tier of its own, which is fair play. I would say Sukuna's damage is in a tier of its own comparable to everybody else. But you can see right here, this is the SS tier, which means that like, okay, they're not quite on Sukuna level, but like Sukuna just made his own new level, right? But this still makes everybody else right here like the goats of damage in the game. Who do you notice right here that you can easily pick up as a replacement for Sukuna? Tell me chat, tell me chat. Oh, 5 seconds. 5-1. Y'all took too long. Jogo. Jogo obviously is not going to do as much damage as Sukuna. That's why he's in a tier lower. But the fact that he's only a single tier lower and his damage is still DOT based, you're not going to get similar damage to Sukuna, but you should still get somewhat reminiscent of an effect. But another thing about Sukuna is a combined DPS, unlike Yuji, who is a completely taijutsu DPS. How many combined blue DPSs do we see? Let me go back to the actual character list. Just looking at it initially, and I know all of these characters are not as good as Sukuna, but just to take a look at it initially, where Yuji was the only, and I mean the only taijutsu DPS out of all the yellow SSRs in the game, how many combined blue DPSs are there in the game? Sukuna, Nanami, Miguel, Ino, Geto, Gojo. Gojo's says balanced, but it's still combined, I believe. Because, like, Gojo's all Jujutsu, basically, except for this skill right here. But that is the bulk of, like, your combined DPSs. So you can already see plenty of replacements for Sukuna. Not saying they're going to do as good as Sukuna. But they are replacements nonetheless. Okay, if you want to talk about comparable replacements for Sukuna, though, I'd say Jogo is actually probably pretty solid. Like, after his SP buff, Jogo's actually pretty good. Geto here. Geto got an adjustment, but did not get an SP buff at all. And Geto is still really incredible. Geto is probably the only character in this game that I 1,000,000,000% regret not summoning for at all when they came out. After he left, I was like, what in the hell was I thinking? Why did I not do that? Why did I not get him? Not to mention, we got Gojo right here waiting for an SP buff, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Gojo already gets extra stats from the SP system. Then one of his skills are guaranteed to get buffed. And I'm gonna be real with y'all right now. The buff that I want to see, the skill that I want to see get buffed from Gojo's SP is this skill right here. I literally just want to see it jump up to 150% damage, and I want to see this turn to 4 turns. That's all I want to see, really. If they give Gojo that, Gojo will be absolutely so much more evil. And I mean, they can obviously give him more autos and all that stuff, but I'm just like, yo, we still got bangers waiting on SP buffs. Okay, Gojo's a banger, he needs an SP buff. Megumi has an SP buff, it's whatever. Jogo has an SP buff, it's whatever. Geto needs an SP buff. Doesn't really need one, but when he gets one, he'll probably be cracked. Kamo is just Jujutsu, but he has no SP buff whatsoever. So he has a chance for enough improvement to be there. Guys, the last 3 SP characters that buff were Jogo, Saki, and Nobara. Nobara became godly, Jogo became godly, Saki became useful from being useless. So it's like, SP buffs are clearly, obviously getting way better. But the whole point is, Sukuna's replaceable. Not easily. It's gonna take a lot of work. It's gonna take a lot of you putting resources into a different character and maybe getting a easier to acquire character maxed out to even touch Sukuna at A0. But even still, it is doable. So again, this is not a don't summon for Sukuna video. This is a don't be crazy, right? If you gotta pity him, you gotta pity him. It is what it is. I'm sorry about that, chat. I can't control. There are already a specific group of people that I have been telling consistently, like, yo, we are all getting blessed on the summons. How far does the dead man's influence reach? I'm not 100%, but I'm gonna spread that shit as far as I can, and I'm gonna pray for everybody to have absolutely blessed summons. But at the end of the day, Sukuna probably not worth the A5, y'all. Plus, worst comes to worst, just wait for more duplicate shards to come out and A5 him later. But Sukuna, as far as I know, is not a super integral piece. Like, Domain Expansion Gojo is a character so good that people are using him no matter what the color is for the stage, because they know that his Domain Expansion is going to absolutely debuff the shit out of the enemy and allow whoever is on the team to do what they gotta do. Sukuna is just damage, right? And once you're not type advantage, once ranged damage, you know, doesn't work, it's just kind of like, or Jujutsu damage even, right? Or whatever. Once that doesn't work, how are you looking? Don't know. And again, I've heard people saying like, oh, I need this character, I need this character, I need this character for this floor, this floor, this floor. All these floors past floor 60. I've not heard anybody say that about Sukuna. Honestly, I never heard anybody say you need Sukuna for floors 1 through 60. They were just like, yo, Sukuna can do this, right? But like, the reason why, again, I am making the point, yo, maybe not going crazy on Sukuna, is because I'm not hearing anybody saying like, yo, I need this, I need this, I need this. And I like to talk very like closely with a few people who play JP consistently as well, right? So be careful, chat. Be careful. And also one more little tiny caveat as well. As of right now, the JP version is just rerunning the blue Inamaki banner. But I would like to say that the half anniversary is about to commence in the Japanese version. I'll be honest, May 7th, today, is officially 6 months after the global version released, right? May 21st is officially a year and 6 months after the Japanese version has released. So we should either know, or either we have the character, not on the 21st, because the 21st isn't a Friday, but either we know about the character on, you know, the 21st or whatever Friday comes right before that or whatever, right? We should know about the half anniversary character. We know that the Shibuya incident is very big, so there is a chance that we could get another Sukuna for the Shibuya incident, or honestly, just see if it's a really good blue character. Because I'll be honest with y'all, my mono blue team has been skimpy the entire damn time. Like it's not been a solid team since the start of the damn game. So like I get it, I understand wanting to summon for Sukuna, but again, I'm just saying, don't go crazy. Like even me now, I wanted all these characters 5-star and shit, and now I'm kind of over here like, yo, I already know I have 100 pity points. I'm down to just go 40k into Sukuna's banner, and just get him from the pity. And maybe give him my dupe shards, maybe not. I don't know. That's my plan. My plan is to summon until I get 1 copy of Sukuna. Give him the 2 dupe shards, cause like I don't really have anything else I'm really saving them for. Like I don't care, you know. Like I'm enjoying the game right now. The game is an enjoyable experience for me. So there is nothing I need to prioritize right now to make the game more feasible for me to play. It is already easy for me to play. I already have everything, all forms of content in the game beaten right now. And I'm already working on getting the next list of characters to set up for the next big drop of content, you know, whenever we get floors 61 through 80 and Curse Sweep Battle and all that shit. But, guys, be careful with Sukuna. Be careful. And I know everybody's gonna comment down below, bro, we're not even on Gojo yet. Stop the yap, dead man. Yo, you stop the yap. We gotta talk about this shit beforehand because some people need to know beforehand. Just because some people are short-sighted and are only thinking of Gojo right now, not thinking about the rest of the anniversary. Oh, there's a rest of the anniversary? Yes, there is. Even though people are short-sighted right now, some people are short-sighted right now, that doesn't mean that other people aren't waiting to know what to do for the rest of the celebration. So, again, the 2 characters that you definitely do need dupes for is going to be Sukuna and Yuji. And before I was talking about skipping Yuji, but now I feel like all of them are just kind of necessary. And it sucks to hear that. It really does, guys. Like, I'm used to playing gacha games or I can't really say that now because Dokkan has been releasing summonable anniversary LRs for like a few years now. But like, I remember a simpler time when it's anniversaries in your game used to have like just 1 character or 2 characters. And now games are so far evolved. The 3rd character I feel like really just throws a fork in the wrench. But it is what it is, man. JJK Phantom Parade is still an excellent game. Sukuna's still an excellent character. Maybe just not as excellent as we think. But I just wanted to voice my opinion on this. And just so y'all know, my zone Yuji is A2. My Yuji is A2. I pitied him instead. Even though the entire time I was talking about pitying Gojo and Sukuna. I pitied Yuji. I'm going to pity Gojo when he drops. And then I am willing to summon for Sukuna until I get 1 copy. And then that's probably it for my anniversary summons because I still want to pick up Geto and Yellow Shoko and Green Mekamaru. Like, there's an actual cast of crazy characters coming right after the half anniversary, guys. There's just so much to be prepared for. And honestly, I feel like maybe just knowing all the half anniversary characters or anniversary characters before they came out maybe kind of murdered some of the hype for us global players because it just feels it feels dead right now, you know? Like, it's like, okay, I found out it feels like we're not in any other different type of, you know, period, right? It doesn't feel like we're in anniversary time. Like, yes, all the extra campaigns are cool and everything, but I mean, let's be real. Half stamina is really only beneficial for new players, re-rollers and new players, because we already have the story mode beat. If we've been playing the game, we already have the story mode beat. The 3 AP packs for free every day is excellent. That is very good. We need to do more things like that all the time. But I mean, like, we always get double drops on the enhancement stages. We always get double drops on domain investigation. So it's like it is a very monumental time, and we are definitely in the golden era of JJK. But at the same time, it just doesn't feel as crazy. What made the half or the full anniversary feel super crazy on the JP version was the fact of like, okay, we just see Yuji, zone Yuji. We're like, oh, what the hell? Then, you know, we didn't know what we were getting. We were hoping for a Gojo. We get a Gojo. I'm like, oh my god! You know, and then everybody's like sitting there like, yo, Sukuna came out so much later after Gojo that everybody was starting to wonder if they were even getting a 3rd unit. And then Sukuna drops, and then everybody's like, oh my god! But like, since we already knew, and we know that the global version is playing catch up, it's kind of hard to be super duper hype about shit. But again, guys, I don't want you to think that I was saying Sukuna's bad. I don't want you to think that I was saying Yuji's better. Like, they're all good. You know, they're all anniversary characters. And hey, sometimes anniversary characters can suck balls. So thank goodness all of the ones that we got are good. Gojo is clearly the best. I say Yuji is probably the second most important now, and then Sukuna is probably third best. Oh, another thing is that Yuji and Sukuna can't be on the same team together, so that also kind of like, right? But yeah, I just wanted to have some like super chill core type of video, just kind of chatting with y'all because a lot of big things are coming up. But also, please remember, not only to support me, but also support Lord Slug. Also support Rain. We're gonna be streaming together, doing our summons, and we let some other content creators know. I'm not gonna spoil that surprise. If they do want to hop in the chat and talk, then I'll let it be a surprise. It'd be even funner that way because even I don't know if they're gonna hop in the chat and whatnot. But even still, those 3 that I just said, we are guaranteed gonna be in that hoe. So, if you guys did enjoy this video, then go down below and smack that like button because the dead man, I don't like y'all, I love y'all. But also, you can comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and tap in for that live stream when me, Slug, Rain, and whoever else wants to pop in, defy the odds, and get absolutely god-tier luck on Domain Expansion Gojo. That's going to be it for your boy, Dead Man, the Overlord. Hope you have a good one. Peace.